What's going on, everybody? I'm back again with another episode of Get It Together with Big Mob. And first and foremost, I want to apologize for last week's absence because I want to upload and have an episode every week, coming out for every week, a fresh start and with a fresh episode. Oh man, last week was a lot, man. It was trying just a little bit, nothing tragic, but we all have unpredictable moments in life that will come and they will just they catch you off guard, and then you have to kind of pivot in a different direction or step over some hurdles. And even if you may fall down, you got to get back up so you can continue on your path. And sometimes things just happen out of our control, and we just can't do anything about it but roll with the punches and make it out on the other side. Keep fighting. That's my message, starting off this episode. Just keep fighting. Whatever you're going through in life, I don't care what it is. It could be your job. It could be, a family member, a friend, a spouse, whatever, bills, anything in life that throws curveballs at you. You may not see that curveball coming, but keep playing. Keep playing, keep fighting, keep going, keep running, keep swinging. Eventually everything's going to turn around for you. Just keep that faith and keep praying. Thanksgiving is coming up. Hope you guys celebrate Thanksgiving. If you don't, for whatever reason that you don't celebrate Thanksgiving, man, surround yourself with good people. Surround yourself with some good vibes, some good energy, some laughs, that'll make you feel warm and fuzzy on the inside. And be present in that moment. Be present in that moment. Don't think about what you got to do the next day. Don't think about what happened the previous day. Just be present, be in that moment. For the people that do actually celebrate Thanksgiving and do gather and they eat with family or with friends or just people they consider family, not even blood related, but they consider family. However you do it, man. Once again, be present. The holidays, Thanksgiving and Christmas, they're bittersweet. I enjoy the moments with friends and family, but at the same time, I get just a little emotional, so just a tad, just thinking about how things used to be as a kid growing up, man. The older you get, death is a part of life, and the older you get, you will experience loss, and the people that were once around that table, they are no longer here around that table. Those moments, they start to get at you just a little bit because you look around and see that table getting smaller and smaller. It's important that you remember the times that you had with the people that are no longer here. Hold them near and dear in your heart, and then also the people that are here, the people that are still around, or even new people that came in your life, that you hold close. Cherish them. Once again, I'll say it again, be present in the moment, be grateful for them, be grateful for where you are, and just try to make the best of it. You know what I'm saying? But my heart goes out to anyone and everyone that will be celebrating the holidays for the first time, this year without, someone that they truly, truly care about, or, just in general, whether it be the first, second, third, fourth, fifth year that you didn't have a certain someone with you and beside you at that dinner table during these holidays, man. It's always tough, but prayers, strength and blessings to you. But let's get into this episode, man. I've been thinking. I say that a lot on these episodes, but yeah, man, I've been thinking about what, in my personal opinion, do I think is missing in today's relationships. And I'm not talking about friendships. I'm not talking about, relationships with your family. I'm talking about, you know, in a relationship, man and woman, or man and man, woman and woman, whatever. You know what I'm saying? What's missing in relationships, with your partner, Why aren't relationships lasting as much as like the older couples, our elderly couples that have been together 30, 40, you know what I'm saying, years, 50 years? What is going on? And man, my personal opinion is, one, social media. We are influenced by social media. I've said that once. I've said that 2 or 3 times, and I'll say it for a fourth time. We are so influenced by social media that we look at these internet couples, celebrities, movie stars, athletes, whatever they are. We look at them and we label them as couple goals. And You know, it's okay to be happy for a couple when you see them smiling and they're out on the red carpet and everything looks good. It's all glamorous. The camera lights are flashing, but we don't know what's happening when those cameras turn off, when those doors are shut, and these people are in their homes. We don't know what they're going through. We don't know the conversations that they're having, the moments and the feelings that they are having inside, weighing down on them emotionally and mentally. We don't know, but we hold them to a pedestal and we look at them and we say, I want something like that. And then in reality, you don't get exactly what you are seeing with these people. And so you begin to want to roam around and try to find something like that. So you go out, you cheat, you engage in infidelity, you go out and do these different you commit these sins, especially in marriage, and it doesn't last. We get so unhappy and we don't look at the person that we're with, be grateful for who they are. We don't try to communicate and work on things, which leads me to my second opinion is, we don't talk about things. We run and we go to other people about our problems within the relationship. A lot of times we need to learn how to keep whatever's going on in the home in the house. It's great to have people that are around for us that genuinely care, that's not going to run into our business, that's not going to try to sabotage our relationship, that are going to tell us when we are wrong. They're going to tell us what we need to hear, whether we like it or not. But at the same time, sometimes we need to just keep that to ourselves and work at it within our relationship. Your friends, your family, they don't need to know every single detail of your relationship. They don't need to know every single argument. They don't need to know every single mishap, misstep, every hurdle that you and your partner are going through or trying to get through. They don't need to know everything that was said and done. And that's just that. We allow so many different opinions in our relationship that we get lost and we begin to seek validation within others. And once you do that one time or two times or three times, it becomes just a terrible consistency of running to other people. And some people don't always have the best answers. And for one thing, we need to learn how to think for ourselves. We know ourselves better than anyone else. You sit with yourself every single day. You are who you are. And it's just you and your thoughts every day. And you may have a person in your life that do consider themselves being a friend, or you consider them being a friend. And guess what? These people let you down because as soon as you run to tell your business, what's going on in your relationship to that friend, they will run and go and tell that business, and they may add things to it to people that don't even know you guys. It could be a friend of him or her that you don't even know. And now your business is out to that person, and that person may spread it to that person. And then before you know it, somehow, some way, it has made its way around to you. And now there's a bigger issue at hand. And I'm speaking from personal experience when I say that. So that's another thing that you do not want to do. You don't want to run and always tell your business, man. You don't communicate. That leads me to number 3, communicate. Talk things out. Don't be afraid to speak what's on your mind. But when you're speaking what's on your mind, make sure that you come across as, one, genuine. Come across as calm. Come across as sincere and as passionate as you can. And whenever your partner responds, make sure that you're listening to their response, not listening just so you can have a rebuttal or just so you can react to whatever they're saying. And you got to learn how to receive criticism. You got to learn how to receive quote unquote backlash. You got to know how to, receive when someone is calling you out on your flaws. We get offended and we can't always take offense to our partner telling us what we're doing wrong, what we're doing that's hurting them or what's hurting the relationship. You need to want to be with someone that's willing to call you out on your BS. You should want to be with someone that cares about the relationship so much that they will tell you that what you are doing is detrimental to the relationship. Be thankful that they're talking to you and not running away from you and going back and telling someone else instead of telling you. It takes two to work on a relationship. Once again, it takes two to work on a relationship. Number 4, stop doing things that you know your partner does not like. Stop doing things that you know you would not like being done to you. That should have been number 1. That should have been number 1. But stop doing things that you know you wouldn't like being done to you. And, that saying goes back to the beginning of time, doing to others as you would wish to be done unto you. And that's just not, that's just, that's in everyday life. That's for everyone, any and everyone, friends, family, co-workers, spouses, whatever the case is. But yeah, stop doing things that you know you wouldn't like. And a lot of times we sit there and we say, or the person may say, I wouldn't trip if you did X, Y, and Z to me. I wouldn't care if you did X, Y, and Z to me. And I always say it's easier for people to say that they wouldn't care or what they wouldn't do because they have never been placed in that situation. They have never been in that role of having to sit with themselves and say, wow, this sucks, this hurts. And he or she keeps doing this, even though I've been going to them and talking to them about it. And they're just deflecting it, saying that they won't care. Like, if you have never been in that predicament in a relationship ever in your life, or even a friendship ever in your life, then it will be easier for you to say that you wouldn't react the same way that your partner is reacting to it. And we got to be careful, like I said, with our reactions, of course. We don't want to be we don't want to have a reaction to where we just, spaz out and we start yelling, we start screaming, we start cussing, we start, throwing things, hitting things, whatever, man. You don't want to get into that type of space. You don't want to get to that point in a relationship where you get that pissed off. But this is when you're not being heard. This is not when you're being understood. And not just not being understood. This is when, you're to the point where that person, you feel like that person is not even trying to understand you. And then here comes the narcissism. Here comes them being a hypocrite. Here comes them just seemingly not to care about your feelings and how they're making you feel, even though you're communicating that with them. You have to be willing to place yourself in the other person's shoes. You can't just deflect it and say you wouldn't care. You have to really think about the principle about what is going on, what is being said. You have to really examine that, and you have to really sit with that and, like I said, place yourself in your partner's shoes and say, would I really not being treated this way? Would I really have a problem with being treated this way? How would I feel if I tried to communicate with him or her and they just seemed as if they didn't care? They brushed it off. They were nonchalant about it and they continued to do these things. And, they made me feel like I was wrong for having a strong feeling towards the treatment. You have to sit with that. You have to. If you love someone, you will be willing to place yourself in their shoes. If you love the relationship enough, you will be willing to place yourself in their shoes. And also, after that, act accordingly and change what's going on. You willing to change the treatment. You're willing to change so that your partner doesn't have to feel that way. I mean, obviously, it's within reasonable doubt, obviously, but you have to be realistic and you have to really think about how would you feel. And that's what love is about. You have to consider the other person's feelings with what you do and who you're hanging with and what you say and how you carry yourself out in public. You have to consider the relationship. What is the relationship standing for? What is the relationship built on? What is it that you want from the relationship? And then you think about the things that you're bringing into the relationship. Think about, you know, what are you buying and saying to yourself, am I buying this person's love? Which leads me to number 5. We think that a relationship has a as a how do I want to put this? We base our relationships on what we buy for the other person. Or I bought you, I I paid for your hair, or I paid for your nails, or I paid for your haircut. I bought you the new Jordans. I did this and I did that financially for you. It's not all about finances, because I tell you what, you can fall off today and not have money in the bank account. You may have a couple of dollars. You can fall off, and then that woman may leave you, or that man may leave. I said leave. That woman may leave you. That man may leave you. But if that person loves you, if you're up one day and you're down the next day, that person is right there. They're not holding it over your head. They're willing to pick up the slack, and they won't make it feel like you're a burden. And they won't mention what they've done. They won't bring it up if you guys get into a disagreement. They won't throw it in your face about what you've done or what they've done for you when you fell on your face. They helped you get up. They stood by your side until you got yourself together, and in the meantime, they also just tried to carry the weight the best that they could financially and handle things, and had patience until you got back on your feet. Most people don't operate this way. As soon as the person runs out of money, or if they lose a job and they can't afford nice things anymore, and they can't afford to take their partner out, and they can't buy them things, they check out. And I'm not talking about emotionally, mentally. They physically check out, they leave. That relationship isn't even built on love. It's built on material things and what can be done for them. And when those material things can no longer be provided, they leave. That's not love. Understand your partner. Communicate with your partner. Love unconditionally. Be patient. Understand. And if you don't understand directly because you've never been in their shoes, put yourself in their shoes and be willing to listen to them and ask yourself, okay, how can I make this better? And not doing it in a way so that you can say, well, I did this for you. No, you did this for us. You did this for us. Because I'm gonna tell you one thing before I go. If I'm telling you that something you are doing, something you are saying is hurting me deeply, and you claim to love me, but you do not change those actions, then you don't love me. So if that is where you are right now currently in your relationship, you definitely need to sit down and talk and reevaluate why you are together and get to the root of the problem. And you need to communicate. Just you and the other person. Love is blind. Love does not see color. Love does not see money. Love does not see any of those things. Love is a feeling. Whew. Enjoy y'all's Thanksgiving. Enjoy it. Be blessed. Be happy. Eat. Work it off the next day. And like I said, be present. God bless you guys. Thank you for listening. And I will see you next week. Peace.